Now that we're waiting for a TikTok lawyer to hopefully give us some insight into the previous attempts to take Dee Dee's life, let's address this third comment. So this is an avid Gypsy supporter that shall remain nameless, stating that the knife was mailed before the crime occurred. Okay. So I first just want to look at Nick's statements because Nick has seemed to be more honest and transparent than our other defendant, Gypsy. Bottom paragraph, Nicholas said in regards to the knife he had used to Dee, he and Gypsy mailed the knife from Springfield, Missouri to his address in Big Bend. Nicholas said a taxi had taken him and Gypsy to a post office to mail the package. Nicholas said the knife did arrive at his home in Big Bend, Wisconsin. Nicholas said his stepdad was the one who got the package. Nicholas then says that his stepdad gave the knife to Gypsy with no idea that the knife was in the package. And in the previous paragraph, they asked Nicholas where he got the knife to use that. And he said that Gypsy bought the knife for him and she had it waiting for him when he arrived in Springfield. So now I'm sitting here wondering, was it Gypsy's supporters that started the rumor that there were two knives, even though in the police reports, there's no evidence or anything indicating that there was ever two knives? And I'm not talking about the box cutters. My understanding was that she stole the night that Nick showed up to do the deed. Gypsy then gave him that weapon. After they committed that awful, atrocious deed, it was then mailed to Nick's house. Because how many times has Gypsy been to Nick's place? Only once that I know of. Then we have the supplemental report where the postage is dated for June 11, 2015. The final text message that we have access to is from June 10th at 2:08 a.m. and the deed was actively going on at that time if you go based on the text messages. So what, their version of events is that Gypsy stole the knife and then mailed it to Nick by herself, even though Nick just said that they mailed it together. I stand firm that that knife was mailed after the fact with the presence of DNA, hair, and whatever else still on it carelessly because they had planned to dispose of it, I guess, in Wisconsin. Which honestly, if it had been me, that would have been the very first thing I did.
Wasn't from the kitchen at your guys' house?
I'm not really certain.
Do you know what he did with the knife after all this?
No.
Are you positive?
Sir, I loved my mom so much.
I can tell you did.
I would have known. And I would
If you would have known this was going to happen, you would have never went with him. When you say you went with him, what do you mean by that?
I would have never gotten involved with him. I would have...
Never had a relationship with him? Okay.
We've been in a relationship for 2 years and 7 months. And in that time, his exes have told me that he's very controlling. And he's into that thing, BDSM.
So I do find it incredibly hypocritical for you to say, do your research, please, instead of just listening to what people say. When I already know that you and Gypsy and all those little supporters on that side have a pact not to read the emails, not to look at the FOIAs. Wouldn't it be fair to say that you guys are the ones that actually need to do your research instead of just listening to what people say? What do you guys think? Is there any alternate reality where the weapon was mailed prior to the crime? As always, thank you for watching. Please like, follow, and reshare to keep this conversation going.